members of our Congress, you will always have, within our government, those that are above the law. Hey, it's me. And as you know, I've been talking about national conservatism, nationalism, trying to see what the differences are between what President Trump is doing and your garden variety nationalist or national socialist. And what President Trump is doing is really new, as I explained in one video, but you have a problem. It's almost like an enigma or a riddle of some kind, because to be a nationalist you really have to take care of all Americans and you have to appeal to all Americans. So that means, as a national conservative, you have to abide by certain conservative anchor issues, if you will, but at the same time you also have to go out there and reach a lot of Democrats. Now, in terms of numbers, you have a lot of Democrats in all the big cities, and it's hard to unite people because they're so far on the left that it almost seems impossible. So what you need to do is create some themes or issues that people can rally around. Now, President Trump assumed that a great economy would unite people, and even Democrats would go, okay, we like that. But no, I mean, they're so ideological because they are that far on the left. So you cannot even use the economy to unite people. Then what's next? Well, the anthem and our nation, our sovereignty, our history. And again, these people are so far on the left, they don't even care about any of that, including border security. And so I was wondering, what else do you have where you can really unite people? And I think that religion is also a problem, because again, on the far left, they're atheists for the most part, and they hate religion, except Islam, of course. And so what is there that President Trump can really use to unite people without moving to the left? Because the W. Bush presidency is a great example where you have a president with 85% approval rating after 9/11, and they chipped away at it every single day, and the second term became a liberal term for the W. Bush presidency. And I don't want to see that happen to President Trump, where his second term will be like milky toast and moving to the left. And it's not going to be. But maybe that's what liberals are hoping for, or that's what they're trying to do, bully President Trump into becoming a liberal or moving really to the left so that they will take it more easy on him. But when President Trump is talking about working together or doing a deal, he's not going to surrender some of these anchor issues or some of those American values or America First or anything like that. And that's why it's new, and that's why it's very exciting. But if you're talking about nationalism, then it's not just about putting your nation first. It's about having the people unite as one people in your nation. But if Trump cannot find any major issues to really unite people on, then how can you solve this problem? That is really the riddle I'm talking about. How can you be a nationalist in terms of national conservatism, maintaining your conservative anchors, yet uniting all the people with some common issues? It seems like it's not there. It's not possible. And all the while not moving to the left or becoming like a rhino or whatnot. It's very difficult. And I believe that in terms of people, it's going to be hard to compete with Democrats. But in terms of the Electoral College, for example, you can still do it. Now, President Trump is very intelligent, a genius, as you know. In the infrastructure plan, he has this idea to really connect middle America to the internets. And right now it's, a lot of people in the big cities using the internet, chatting, YouTube, Facebook. But whenever I look at analytics on YouTube, and it's been like that for years, 80% of the views always come from New York or California. 80%. That's incredible. So many of the conservatives that like my channels, they tend to be from New York or California. And, you have the other states, but I'm saying 80% is really people from Cali or New York. So it really shows that people in those states are much more connected than people in Middle America. It's like they almost don't watch YouTube. And it's true. Even if you look at cable news, be it Fox News or MSNBC or CNN, their viewership, it's a couple of million. But we have a nation of 300 million. 2 million is nothing. And Anderson Cooper and people like that, most nights they get like 800,000, even less than 1 million. So people are not really connected. People are not really watching the media. But Dim-Dems really do, because most of them live in the big cities, so they're connected. And they're completely programmed by the media. They watch it all. On the left, you really have a kind of bubble where you can drift through like 1,000 liberal websites and all the networks and then CNN and MSNBC, and you will see that the talking points are all the same, the views are all the same, so they don't even get subjected to anything that makes sense. And so when they see somebody like Trump saying what he says, some of them never even saw that before, and they think it's Hitlerian or it's so extreme because they've been programmed to be so far on the left. And in a way, people that are not connected to the internet or don't watch the media are often better informed. And I come back to Thomas Jefferson. He said something like that. He said, those people that don't even read newspapers are often more informed about the news than those people that read newspapers. And the reason is, he said that these people working for the newspapers, they twist the truth in such a way that when you read it, your mind is poisoned. And you don't have the news. What you have is a kind of mutation of the news. So people that are out there that never even read newspapers, they're not polluted or poisoned by what these editors and newspapers are doing. And you could say the same thing about fake news media now. People that don't watch the media, and they don't watch cable news even, they're often more informed because they go with common sense. And so it's very hard, even if you connect Middle America to the internet, you're always going to have that domination. Plus you have all the monopolies, social media and TV, it's all liberal. Everything's liberal. It seems like everything is liberal. Schools and associations and arts and entertainment, and you go on and on and on. It's all liberal. And so in the coming years, I'll be watching for what President Trump does to unite people, because it seems some of the normal things that you would expect would unite people, well, it's not working. That he comes up with something else that he can unite people while still being a national conservative, having those conservative roots and anchors firmly in place, but able to compromise on some other things with liberals without just becoming a straight up liberal president. It's hard, because if you have so many radicals, how can you pull them back from the ledge? I mean, it is so scary how far to the left all of these people are. Dim-Dems. Even in places like Texas and Dallas, Houston, all of these places, the liberals are growing. It's like an infestation. But I believe that maybe You can use something that they have against them. For example, they're far left-wing radicals, and for that you need a certain mindset. How can you convert that so that they support the Trump nation and that they accept some of the things that is a part of the Trump nation, including those conservative anchors? It's going to be, it's a riddle. It's a puzzle to solve, and I'm sure that President Trump spends time thinking about that, how to do it exactly, and maybe he already has a great plan for it. We'll just have to wait and see, but I can promise you that President Trump is so far very shocked at how many liberals just don't care about the economy. They just don't care. Now, even if the economy does well, they will still not credit President Trump, and that's why you see some of the stories out there, it's Choco did it. It's only because they hate Trump that much, and so even a great economy is not unifying anyone from the far left. These people are so far to the left. One more step to the left and they will meet Satan. They're like a step away from hell. And so people that are radical, they don't have common sense. They don't care about anything. It's all about activism, power, and, normalizing lunacy. So President Trump really has a big job ahead of him, because this is not easy. And so Middle America, connecting them, with new cell towers and infrastructure and online businesses. And it may not make a big difference even. He's going to chop up some of these big monopolies, and that may make a small difference. But in essence, you're talking about a giant geometrical progression of progressives, to put it in a weird way. And it's almost an unstoppable force. People that are programmed, and it's scary. How do you get these people to regain their common sense, or to feel some sense of patriotism? How do you do it without, moving to where they are? Because if you really look at a type of political graph, you can imagine liberals are on the far left, President Trump is right of center, and why does he have to move to the left to go meet these radicals? I say, how do you bring those radicals to the middle? And maybe he believes that making some deals with House Dim Dems, lets the normalcy come back, and extremism on the left will kind of die out and become a niche again. We don't know, because Choco years are really so devastating if you think about it. This guy really tried to destroy our nation, and we're seeing the remnants of the Black Plague, and the Clintons didn't help either. They turned the White House into a criminal enterprise and a brothel. It's disgusting. And so a lot of damage has been done, also by the Bushes. And to reverse all of that, to bring these people to normalcy, it's a whole job, and it's a puzzle, it's a riddle, it's hard to solve.